I didn't know what the hell to do next. Um, and I felt like I had no structure, even though I'm a really disciplined person, and I'm really good at holding myself accountable. But I was still like, felt like, man, there are so many things I can be doing right now to be generating leads or to be hiring people or what the hell should I work on? And it was pretty tough. Um, and so to fix that for myself, I started playing with kind of bringing people together to my place in Tahoe and really just kind of bringing different types of people together that were, had skills or experience in different things and just meeting one-on-one rather than doing, you know, online mentor or online calls or whatever. Like, I just, it didn't, that stuff just never did anything for me. It was always good to be social, but I never really learned anything from it. But these, like, anytime I had something in person with people who either were where I am or a little bit ahead of me and different skills and stuff like that, it just made a huge difference. And, the downside of it was there was nothing structured, so I was just throwing it together, but it was still pretty powerful. And I just thought, I wish I had this, and I'm excited to be working with all of you this year. It's going to be really fun, and I think we're all going to learn a lot, myself included. Um, so yeah, what I felt like I really needed was myself. Was things start to get boring and repetitive, um, and because of that, you kind of sometimes just fall out of your routines and things. And I definitely, I'm hardly ever the person to do that, but I did. And so we're going to build, we want this to be about performance and less about mindset. I mean, mindset has its place, but, and I learned a lot about that, and it's really important stuff. But at this time, for all of you, I think the most important thing, if you're really focused on meeting certain goals, is to be more performance driven and like result driven. And so that's what we're going to focus on is that, and creating some massive accountability through awesome people. And then on the other side of it is, working on things like scaling, generating leads, and making the business more legitimate, and hiring, and all those cool things that you get to do next. Where if you were on your own, I was, but I hired people to help me out too, and that it just made a huge difference. And we've got amazing people, and yeah, I'm super stoked. We've interviewed every person on here, and everybody is ridiculously awesome. So it was a lot of work to put this together, but I think it's going to be totally worth it, and I'm stoked, even though I'm monotone and boring sounding like usual. So, am I supposed to keep, because you already, do I
I'll
go?
screen share. I'll just screen share the first kind of month for everyone here, just so I'll talk about that quickly.
Yeah, I can talk through it. So, oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I see what you're gonna do.
Sure. Yeah, just give me a second. I'm just gonna screen share quickly. Yeah, it's like Carl said. I'm pumped as well. 1 sec. I'm just gonna put this up. It's been a lot. It's been like, I think it's been like 5 weeks almost of doing interviews with people. There was a lot of people that wanted to come in, and we spent a lot of time just vetting people and making sure we had the right mix. So I'm really excited. And on top of that, we've got some awesome mentors that want to be involved too. So we'll kind of release those names as we move forward here in the next few days. But there's some awesome people that are going to be kind of involved in everyone's teams, who have great businesses running. So it's just going to be really good. So I just want to first give a brief overview of what's going to happen the first month. So the first thing is next week. Carl is going to be doing a map training session, and he'll explain what that is in a second. But that's going to be the first session we're going to do, which is really, really awesome. It's actually a process that comes from Jim Rohn to one of our friends who was, Jim was his coach. So it's a really, really awesome process, and we'll set up like everything kind of moving forward for your businesses. So that's going to happen next week. There'll be a bit of prep for it, so Carl will kind of dive into that in a sec. But and then on September 4th, we're going to have our first Q&A call. So there's going to be a Q&A call once a month, which will just be where people, where everyone can come and come with business challenges they want to discuss, and we can discuss with Carl and I and the group and just kind of problem solve together. And then the other thing we're going to be doing is the live event. So that's set for October 2nd to the 5th, and that's going to be in Austin, Texas. And we have a really awesome lineup of people coming, and it's going to be pretty epic. So just make sure you plan that if you're going to be coming to the first event, which we'd love to have everyone there. But that's going to be on October 2nd in Austin, Texas. And then, yeah, just next steps, what I'm going to do over the weekend here, I'm going to send you a link, an email, just to show you next steps for your teams. I have the teams set up, which are really cool, and the mentors. So I'll give you guys next steps. And basically, for next week, just simple things going to happen is just you guys just need to set up a time with your teams to meet every 2 weeks, and I'll give you instructions for that. But that's basically what's going to happen with the teams moving forward. And then Carl and I will be doing one-on-one calls with you guys as well coming up, and I'll give you a link to set that up as well. So that's a bit of what the first month's going to be like. If anyone has any questions on that, feel free to ask now.
Yeah, let me get into the event a little more, because yeah, so it's going to be at either a huge house or several houses, and because that was a question we got last time. So yeah, it's not at a hotel or anything. We're renting this like big, huge place for us all to stay in. It should be really fun. If you want to buy a flight early or now, you can do it. We're gonna start stuff probably on that Thursday the 2nd around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock ish at night. So you can come in. Yeah, anytime before that. If you can make it before that, that'd be great. And then, yeah, we'll probably have a full day on the 5th, or we'll probably wrap up, towards the end of the day on the 5th, like 5 o'clock ish, I would think. And yeah, a lot of cool people coming, so try to make that one.
Cool. And then what are they going to do for the map session next week?
So let me just give you an idea of what that is. So I went through the surveys everybody sent out and read where everybody is. It seems like a lot of people are asking for help with accountability and planning. Some people are not, but having gone through this kind of stuff myself before, I thought I was super good at this, and then I saw this process and I was like, holy shit, this is a million times better. So I'd highly recommend everybody go through it. It's going to be, it'll be eye-opening, I promise. It's really great. So kind of how it works is there's going to be this set of questions that I'll send you that kind of asks you about where you stand today and where you want to go, and kind of what the gaps are there, both personally and business-wise, what you need to be focusing on. And then it starts off with writing outcome goals, which are kind of these high-level goals, like, oh yeah, I want to get to $10,000 a month in revenue by this date. So from there, you'll break it down into process goals and tactics, and in order to achieve that. And this process does a really great job at that. It's great because the process goals are things that, even when you start to get really busy or you have a hard time, it's like you turn achieving this outcome into something mindless. And even better, when you can afford it, you can hand this stuff right off to other people. So that's why I really like this process. Part of the reason. And then we'll end up mapping this thing out like an entire quarter at a time. So you'll have literally like a week by week thing to do. Every week you'll have specific things to get done. Yeah, and it's just really cool. You can see it kind of unfold before your eyes. So then after that, where this process fell short for me was I didn't have anybody to review it with when I did it myself. And so where I was left feeling was like, okay, this is great, but what if these processes I came up with don't work? So what we're going to do is we'll hopefully review them, with your team so everybody kind of knows where you're at and what you're trying to achieve. We're going to want to review these with you personally and, the mentors as well, so we all have the best ideas and the best minds we can on the problem you're trying to solve and what you're trying to achieve. And I think that's going to really give you the best chance at, choosing the right things to work on, because that's why this part's pretty hard. It's like there's so many things you can do once you're up and running, have a couple customers. There's a million different ways to market, a million different things to test, and yeah. So that's what we'll do next, and then the last thing is more for people who have struggle with getting stuff done or just want to take it to the next level. We're going to do a little bit of a habit-changing exercise out of a book I really like. So we'll probably cover in the first call, we'll probably cover the first half of this, just getting your stuff set up, and then we'll probably do another call to wrap the rest of it up. I'll probably have to do 2 calls this month to do this one because it's a really big deal. Like, it's a lot of work to get it set up, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions and stuff. The survey thing, all the questions you're going to want to answer, I'm going to send it in advance. Usually I like to do it with people, but I found the last couple times we did that, it just took way too long. So I'm going to send that in advance, and I think, running through it, it'll take you an hour or two. So just keep that in mind.
Cool.
And yeah, like the one other thing I wanted to mention, this is like for everybody here, like, really needs to be focusing on, from what I saw in the surveys, everybody wants to be focused on lead gen and sales and marketing for the most part, or launching, and that's like the big goal. So most of the content, I think, forever, the rest of this whole thing is probably going to be around that. And even in this number 2 section here, like, we'll be talking about that. So yeah, that's kind of what's probably coming after this.
Sweet. I think that's kind of all we wanted to really talk about this call. Make sure you guys knew what the plan was and what's coming up next, and want to open it up for questions. Does anyone have any questions on the event or the map or anything that we talked about? Catherine, you're psyched? Awesome.
So we're yeah, there's a couple things that we didn't say.
Sure.
You didn't even go through the team thing with them, did you? You didn't do that. You just
Briefly, I can go into that a bit more. Yeah.
Where we just decided to buy this like membership site thing for this because we were going to put it together like Dane style in Google Docs, but we thought that was a little ghetto. So we were like, screw it. So yeah, we're going to probably open that up tonight if we get it done in time, and that should be pretty cool. And I have a question for all of you, but I'm going to wait until the end, until you guys are done asking me questions, because I have something that I've been trying to get done for the last 2 days, and it's fucking insane. And there's one person on this call I feel like is going to be able to help me with that.
Yeah, I hope so. We've been struggling with it. Yeah, I guess the teams, so what else can I say about it? So the teams are essentially teams of 4, and I put some thought into it the other day, and I think there's some really awesome teams we have now. Each team is a mentor as well. So a mentor is basically someone that is a few steps ahead, and they have their business up and going, and it's think most all mentors are, they're all doing 5 to 6 figures a month, and yeah, so we have them a part of your guys' teams. They're going to be on one call with you a month, one of your accountability calls you do with the teams, where you can just ask them questions and go over challenges, and they'll be as available as they as they give availability out for talking. They'll probably be in the Facebook groups and stuff. But it's going to be really awesome to have these guys around, just as kind of extra people, kind of with eyes on things. With the teams, you'll meet every other week. Once every other week. And like I said, once we get this platform set up with the membership site, you guys will have instructions for everything. But they'll just next week, the simple task is just, aside from the map session, is just to make sure you get your team call scheduled. It shouldn't be too hard with only 4 people. Just make sure you get a time that everyone can do every other week. And then there's a document there to let us know what time it is, and then we'll make sure Carl and I know and the mentor knows, so we can make sure that all works in with the schedules. So that's really essentially all you need to know for the teams right now. And Carl and I both will be on your first team calls, and we'll kind of set up the structure of how the call should look with you guys. So you don't need to worry about that right now. It's basically going to be for accountability, making sure you're hitting your goals, and also to problem solve your challenges you're going through too. So your team can help with that, as well as a mentor and us. So that's probably about all we need to know on the teams right now. Just simple next step is to set the time.
Cool.
I think that's it, yeah. Do you guys have any questions on anything we talked about? It looks like everyone's muted. Dave?
One sec.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, cool. No, I was just going to say, you mentioned about getting flights to Austin. Do you have any idea how far away from the airport or anything the place will be?
It'll be less than, I haven't decided on which place to get.
Yeah.
It's going to be less than an hour and a half from the airport. I'm debating on something rural versus urban right now, so I just can't choose because I really like both options.
Okay, cool. That's fine. No worries.
Yeah.
So we can get there early anyway.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever been to Austin here?
Nope.
Just you, Carl?
I have.
Nice.
You have?
2 hours.
You're all gonna love it. Austin is amazing.
I've heard some really good things about it.
If Austin had an ocean, it would be my city, my next city, but it doesn't, so it's not.
We'll be getting some good barbecue food there too. So.
Hell yeah.
Some we might have to order 2 months in advance just to get it, but.
Yeah, I'm gonna order it tonight.
I was going to say.
When do we need to let you guys know whether we're going to be coming or not?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that today. I think we need to get a page up of the event, and then have a little forum for people to tell us if they're coming or not, so we can plan the numbers.
Will it matter though? It might not matter. Yeah, there's going to be a point where we're going to need to know. It won't matter very soon though, because we're regardless going to get a place big enough for everybody. But I guess it'll matter in terms of food, probably.
Yeah. As soon as you know, tell us. But we'll send something out when we need to make sure we have it all held in. Yeah, I want to know for food and stuff. Good. Does anyone else? Does anyone want to have anything they want to talk about their businesses or anything? Carl and I are going to stick around for a while, so does anyone have any pressing questions or issues they want to talk about? Everyone would probably love to chime in since we're here, but we'll open up the floor for that too.
I want to hear Carl's question.
I want to, yeah, my question's pretty simple. I want to know what to call this.
Oh, the mastermind?
Yeah. I want to know what to call this.
Matt, you were the person.
Yeah, I had a feeling for some reason I was like, what should I fucking call this? And for some reason I thought of you and I was like, she's going to be able to figure something out. So I asked Josh for your phone number, but he didn't have it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I need to think about that. But I've got a question I'd like to ask, actually, about where I'm going with my business at the moment, especially to Carl, because I know you took on a business partner. And I put a Facebook post about this, and overwhelmingly everyone was saying, don't do it, steer clear away, run a mile from this rock star in my industry who's become really interested. And I've had a number of conversations with her, and she's really cool. And she's not looking. She said that she just wants to start our relationship off very loosely. She's not asking for anything. She said she'll help me get my first 10 champion users. Well, my next 10 champion users, and then we can kind of go from there.
Did I respond to this post?
No, this isn't a post. This is just a question. Oh, my post on Facebook? No, you didn't.
Okay.
No. So my question really was, when you got, at what point did you get started with Chad, and what was your kind of agreement with him? Was it an affiliate agreement or a full partnership, or?
So, I mean, there's a lot of things here. The first thing I want to say is always be paying attention to who you're taking advice from, especially in that group. Not to be a dick about it, but you got to kind of think about it that way. The other thing is, it's really about what you want. And if you get along with this person and it seems to go well, like, it could be a great thing. It could make everything better. So, it's sometimes it's not a good idea. Sometimes it is a good idea. I am having an amazing experience with Chad.
Cool.
And so if I had shut that down because a couple people told me I should, then I would be missing out on something great. So, I mean, the way I like to look at it is with Chad, what happened was probably pretty different from this situation, or maybe not. I mean, I met him. He wasn't interested in working with me on clinic metrics. We just became friends, and I saw that he was really good at marketing, and I just liked him, and he helped me get a whole bunch of customers because I taught him a whole bunch of things that he could be doing, and, we just became friends, and over time, we would talk, and he was working on ideas, and I was helping him, and I just saw that. I was like, look, you should really launch a company to teach PTs how to market because you do it better than anyone else in the industry. And he decided he wanted to do it and asked me to do it with him. And I said no for 3 months because I was too busy. And then I realized it was a good idea, and we started. And we were so close at that time that I did probably something I shouldn't have, and we started working together without even putting any deal together or even talking about it. But we were at that point just so close that we were like, it didn't matter. We're like, oh, we don't care. We're just going to see what happens. But that's kind of what I recommend for this situation. Like, if the person is pushing you for that, first of all, you should read this book called Getting to Yes if you haven't read it. It's the best negotiation book, and it really helps with both big, huge deals and like talking to partners and stuff like that. I'd highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's a very good, like, relaxed approach to getting a negotiation done, where you're talking to somebody about figuring out what your interests are, figuring out what their interests are, figuring out what your fears are and what their fears are in the situation about working together, and just talk about it and see what works. So there's that. And then the next piece that I would go with is I think she's right in a way where she's like, yeah, we don't have to do anything yet. I'll get you your first 10 champions. So, like, you want to feel it out. Like, how can you test this relationship? How can you test it with like a low obligation thing to see if it's going to work out? That's the best thing you can do, because you can start working with each other and uncover more interests and uncover more fears and uncover things about each other, like, hey, this isn't going to work out, or yeah, this seems like it's going great. So make it a small test. And if she wants to if you want to put something formal in place, like, oh yeah, I'll give you this much commission for these people you bring me, anybody for now, and just be like, yeah, just have an open conversation about what her interests are and what she's afraid of in it. And literally, like, when I do this, I write it out and just present it to somebody. I'm like, look, this is my interests, this is my fears, this is what I'm afraid of in this. I'm afraid you're going to potentially steal my idea, or I'm afraid whatever. I'll just bring it all up and just tell them, can you do this too? Or sometimes I fill it out for them, and I'm like, I think maybe yours might be these things. You might be afraid of this, but how about you fill this out, and then we can just have an open conversation about it, and people really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, that's great to know. I mean, we kind of just did that yesterday and had a really open conversation. She's really cool and chilled, and she's up for getting me champion users, and she does a lot of consulting anyway, and she said she'd happy for any commission or any payment compensation for her, which we need to work out as fair, to be paid after the launch when I've got money coming in and things like that. So she seems really cool. But okay, that's great. That's good to know. Thanks.
Cool.
Could I just kind of add something there?
Yes.
Just for that, actually, this is probably a little devil's advocate.
I want talking to your mic a bit more, Alan.
Hard to hear you. Sorry, is that any better? It's a kind of directional mic. No,
A little bit.
Just a little bit. I'll tell you what, David. I'll send you an email. It'll be easier because my mic's playing up.
Okay, cool, excellent, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carl and I had a guy in Canada actually wanting something with clinic metrics, and on the opposite end, like, we just really didn't get a good feeling about him at all. So it's good that you have a good feeling about her and you have a good relationship. I think that's where it's got to start from, and it's really, really important.
This happens all the time, and the more success you have, like, the more it's happened a lot, and a lot of from me recently, like, it's just happened. It happens all the time now, and I'm just like, I mean, I know how to handle it. If either you get a gut feel that it's bad, and you're just like, no, or if you want to be open to it, I try to be open to everybody the best I can, and just open to every opportunity, and as long as it's not going to take too much of my concentration or effort or time away, I kind of try to, feel it out and just be open about what my interests are and just brutally honest. And yeah, I think you should explore it. It sounds like it might go well. So.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Anything else? Anybody? Before we start talking about names again.
I like Sterling. It's
Sterling what? Just Sterling? She doesn't know. What'd you say?
I didn't think it all the way through.
Okay. So I'll tell you a bunch of the really good and the really bad names we came up with. And I won't tell you whether they're good or bad, just so you can decide yourself. The Falcon Circle. I've been driving myself fucking crazy with this. I was like sitting with friends last night having drinks, and we're coming up with ridiculous shit. But yeah, the Falcon Circle was one that was thrown out there. Momentum was one that was thrown out there and taken somewhat seriously. The Sequoia Circle was one that was thrown out there. I think Sterling's a cool word. I don't think I want it. I do want it to be something that's kind of like that. Like that's more like it's less just like lame business term like fucking accelerate or
I really like Mavericks, but it's already kind of taken.
yeah.
We're throwing around.
The bromance momentum. Yeah. Come on.
For those of you who don't know, Carl and I have had one too many pictures of each other thrown around social media, so there's a little bit of a buzz about a bromance.
It's bullshit. It'll never end.
Yeah, and that
We got an award.
The bromance won't ever end.
We got the bromance award.
Anyhow, we were throwing around like tree names as well, like, just because it denotes like strength and growth, like redwood or oak or something like that. But I don't really know how to put that into like a group name like this. But that was something we're throwing around too.
That's what I said. Sequoia.
Well, sequoia, yeah.
I kind of like that, and I like Sterling just because they sound more distinguished. Seriously, I just don't want to use like fucking accelerate or like I don't know those standard Tony Robbins like names.
Nice. What if I?
Anyway, cool. Well, how do you guys think we should decide on a name? Do you guys want to be part of that, or you don't give a shit?
You talk about a name for the group or a name for your business?
For the group.
Okay.
Yeah, for the group.
So what would you like it to represent? Like if you think of a metaphor, what would you like it to represent? What you're doing?
Yeah, we could vote on it. What do I want it to represent? I mean, I want it to be I mean, obviously, like what we're all trying to do here is grow. But when you go down that path, you start to hit all these lame words. So the other thing that I think it represents is like there's just a lot of really cool people who've actually done really cool things, and it is pretty exclusive and kind of it is exclusive. I mean, we picked everybody who's in it, so I think it could represent that.
I'm just thinking, how about the name of an explorer or someone that found a country or something? We're sort of exploring and discovering.
Not a bad idea. As long as they didn't like rape and pillage any villages or something like that.
You don't teach that? Might be in the wrong group then. I'm thinking of someone not too famous and cliched, if you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
I might have a look and fire up some ideas or find something.
Well, if you use some word like a circle, that definitely captures the second part you were talking about, the exclusivity, right? It's a simple world. Yeah. So, but the first one, I'm thinking about it right now, checking out some synonyms.
Yeah, we're thinking like either circle or group, but I like circle. Carl, you didn't really like circle for some reason, did you?
I just don't like it with certain other words. I think it goes well with some, but with others it sounds kind of douchey. I don't know why I care so much. Usually I name things without even thinking about it. But for this it seems like it needs a good name because it represents people and stuff. So I felt like I needed to name it something good.
I'm looking at synonyms for growing because you said it's about growth, and it is. There are some good words like thrive, unless that sounds too business-like as well.
Or how about like related to kind of activities like mountaineering, like ascend or something like ascending or belaying or something, I don't know, with those kinds of terms.
Yeah, they're all good ideas. You just have to figure it out. What's the best way to do this? Should we
Probably for you guys to pick something.
Yeah, probably. How about if anybody has any ideas that they really like and
Illuminati. Welcome, Aaron.
Then message them to me on Facebook or something. But I have to decide before the end of the weekend for some very specific reasons because I'm printing shit. So I'm gonna have to figure it out. What was that?
Alan, you use name station. Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Sweet. So yeah, we'll hang out in the call as long as you guys want. Everyone comfortable and know what the next steps are. It's kind of one big thing I want to make sure you guys knew. Kind of taking away from the call. The map session on Wednesday, and then we'll get you the details for the platform we're using for everything this weekend, and you'll get your team set up next week. Then we'll start right into accountability the week after and the calls. But big thing next week is just prepping for the map session.
And how's the map session going to be? Is it like a webinar or?
Yeah, so it'll be recorded regardless. How the process works is like it's just a big exercise. Like there's a lot of questions to go through where you're kind of thinking and writing for yourself, and then there's a process of creating your goals and choosing your goals and then breaking your goals down and then laying them out on the calendar. So I'd assume I'd love to have the question part done in advance, and then like the purpose of that is to just try to help you think through what your goals are going to be or what you're going to try to tackle and what might be in the way of that. And then when we get on the call, we'll probably do the exercise of physically writing the goals on cards and holding them and figuring out which one we want to go after, which one means the most to us right now. And then the process of turning them into processes and things like that. So when you have an outcome goal, usually you want like 3 to 5 process goals to achieve it. And so we'll be working on creating them and then laying it out on a calendar. And I'm hoping we can get that all done on the one thing. It might take a while though. It might take a while, but the last time I did this with people, it took like 2 hours, but I didn't have them answer the questions in advance, so I think that should help. And I think, yeah, if you have questions about the questions, just let me know. I think those are pretty straightforward, though. It's the goal part that's pretty difficult to do alone, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is gonna serve as kind of like the foundation and baseline to know what you're gonna do within the mastermind, what we want to work on to scale, and kind of work on all your it's gonna be a foundation for moving forward with everything in the mastermind, so you know what you want to work on in your business. So it's gonna be an important session.
Anybody want to talk about anything they're working on or anything else?
Or we can just hang out and stare at each other.
No, we can wrap it up if you don't want to. I'm happy to sit here and talk about names since that seems to be impossible for me to figure this out.
So what's your favorite name until now?
I don't know. I don't know why I struggle with this one so much. I'm not usually indecisive at all, but right now I am.
I like Sterling actually. I think it would one thing would work well with like doing a logo and
What does sterling mean? Just curious. What does it like mean? Is there a meaning to it?
Thoroughly
Oshi was silver.
Is that the meaning of it?
It's very exclusive and high class sounding.
Yeah, that's true.
thoroughly excellent. That's what it says in the dictionary.
Oh, it's British money. Right? Am I wrong?
It's
No,
also
you're totally right. The pound sterling.
Yeah, that means excellent and valuable. Maybe we will use that.
I like it. Sterling what? Like Sterling Circle or Sterling
club,
or
class,
what?
What was that?
class or club.
Clubs. The Sterling Club.
Ooh, that sounds exclusive. Sterling Clan.
Clan or club?
Both. Yeah, well, the clan there. Sterling Club, Sterling Class.
Yeah, club is way
Squad.
better.
Sterling.
Mitch says. Mitch, where are you?
You in Vancouver or Manitoba?
I'm in Winnipeg for the next month and a half, and then come visit you guys, and then overseas after that.
Where's Winnipeg?
Middle
It's in-
Canada.
Yeah, middle of nowhere. It's like North Dakota Junior. It's a nice place to leave.
I was thinking about flying up to Vancouver. It sucks that you're leaving. Or you've left already.
Yeah, well, I'll still go. I mean, there's good people in Vancouver, I've heard.
I might leave on Monday and go to Vancouver for 3 weeks because I have nowhere else to be. I might stay at Josh's parents' house while they're all out of town.
Oh, dude, do that.
You've been here, right, Mitch?
Yeah, that's Josh is set up very nicely.
Nice. Maybe I'll do that.
That's great.
Sterling Club. Are we all good with that?
I like that. Yeah.
Does everybody like that, or does anybody think it's? Does that sound a little?
Alan thinks like it sounds like a gentleman's club.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Going tribe.
It does a little bit. Like we were going through like precious metals last night, and I was like, "What about platinum, titanium, or this?" And my friend Annie, who I'm with right now, was like, "You just named every single strip club in the South Bay," and I was like, "Damn it!" Oh, he said Sterling is good, but club is not good.
Sterling Circle. No.
Sterling Circle is available, but it's similar to Silver Circle.
That's true. A little bit similar, but we don't care so much.
Whatever.
What about the Avengers?
I like it. How about Guardians of the Galaxy? Even better.
Yeah, that one's good. Yeah, that one's even better. I like Duncan Circle, to be honest. But,
You do? Yeah, I kind of like it too, but I kind of think it's ridiculous.
That's the point, right? It's like it's like retarded.
Yeah, but come on. We're grown-ups. No,
Oh,
not really.
Cartel, that's a good one.
Sterling Cartel.
That might be something else.
Pretty badass. That's people be scared of us.
Huh.
I think we could work with Sterling.
I want to. Now that we're close, I want to just make this decision right now.
Sterling
Sure.
Mafia, done.
Sterling Mafia, Amish Mafia. Um,
I like Sterling Club or Sterling Circle.
Sterling Club looks like it's registered. SterlingCircle.com looks cool.
What's that, Mitch?
SterlingCircle.com looks doable.
Yeah.
do you guys like that, or does that sound like a ring? Sterling League. I like the Sterling League.
I like Assembly also.
What'd you say?
I like Sterling Assembly also.
Assembly. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What does assembly mean?
The act of assembling, the state of being assembled. This is a dictionary definition. I think it's a set of parts, like it's a group or a.
Yeah, assembly would be like, yeah, it's like a group meeting kind of.
Legislative bodies and other.
Do you not want to use the word mastermind? Can it not be Sterling Mastermind?
You know, I kind of don't.
Okay.
I would, but I just kind of I don't love the name Mastermind. It's kind of dumb. And like what we're doing here is kind of more than that, really. So I felt like we shouldn't call it that. It's not really what it is. But Sterling Assembly. Let's do it.
Sterling Assembly?
How many other people think that's cool? Or how many people hate it? Who hates it? Sterling Circle. I love that your fucking profile picture is that right next to that. Nobody hates it.
I'm like not so much with the assembly part.
You don't like the assembly part.
No, it sounds a little bit abstract.
It sounds what?
A little bit abstract for me.
Yeah, but like think about it. It's actually like a bunch of awesome people coming together. Kind of makes sense.
I like Sterling Circle. It sounds close to Silver Circle. That's the only thing.
It also sounds close to a ring.
To what?
A ring. It is a ring.
Sterling Circle.
People and stuff. Tree people. I don't really know what that means. I think we should. I don't know. That's true. Assembly is cool.
Proof. General Assembly.
Fuck it. I think we should do it. I think we should go for it. Who said they didn't like it? I want to talk you out of not liking it right now. I think we do it.
All right.
Nobody seems excited about it. It's funny how we're like typing stuff into the thing, but we can all see and hear each other.
Get Sterling Assembly.
Yeah, that's true. Awesome. Done. It's happening. All right. You guys want to talk about anything else, or should we? I don't know what you guys. What are you guys doing after this? Does anybody like have a social life, or are you going to do work after this, like me?
I'm having breakfast, but
I'm actually going to an all-you-can-eat seafood buffet.
I'm actually in right now. I don't know if you can tell, but this is where I work.
See a ceiling or something.
What did you say?
Aaron.
Can't tell if people are cutting out or whatever. Anyway, I think we should wrap it up because everybody's quiet again. And we've achieved one of my biggest goals of the week, which is naming this fucking thing. So I'm gonna go and start printing shit.
Cool. Not literally, hopefully.
I had jump on another call, so I'll talk to you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
See you later,
This
guys.
has been all right.
Thanks.
This is gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
Looking forward to next week and expect some stuff by the end of the weekend.
Cool. See you later, guys.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah.
see you later.
Bozar, are you gonna go surf? Are you gonna live in the water, right?
I haven't learned how to do that, so maybe if Carl comes, he can teach me a little bit.
Oh man. You should.
On the list actually to go, Bali. Well, Jeremy, you know Jeremy. He knows Jeremy too, Carl.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
He can surf. Tell Jeremy to teach you how to surf.
Yeah, he's staying in Ubud. He's a little bit away from the
He's got
ocean.
two houses,
I
right?
don't have. Sorry?
I think he's got 2 places though, right?
Oh, okay. I don't know him well. Just met him, but I don't have excuses because I'm just 5 minutes away from the ocean.
I know.
so-
Just get in the water, man. What the hell?
I take this little baby board and then I just, have fun in the water, but just need some time. So I didn't have strong
I hear
commitment
you. I hear
to
you.
take time to learn. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. All right. Josh, do you want to get off here and build this membership site?
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Bozar. Have an awesome day. See you, Alan.
Thanks,
Thanks.
guys.
You too. Ciao.
Okay. Talk to you soon.